We're here to set up the car. We're here to test out all the modifications. Make sure everything's working, and really we just want to finish.
I know a lot of drivers have like a procedure they go through before the race. For me, it's really just shutting down, closing my eyes, and visualizing the first lap of the track. Going through all my shift points, all my turn-in points, and that's what I concentrate on.
Saturday morning was a little touch and go. We realized that our oil catch can was just filling up after a couple laps. We needed to put a drain in back to the oil pan, but we didn't have a piece of hose that was the right size. So we sent someone out, pick up a hose, and they got back maybe 15 minutes before we had to get to grid. I'm under the car with a screwdriver, cursing up a storm because there's no space, there's no area, trying to fight with these hose clamps. We ended up getting it done, and Ben rolled the car to grid with maybe 4 or 5 minutes left before they start doing parade laps. It's definitely a little nerve-wracking, but everything seemed to work out well, and we got him out when we needed to.
On Saturday, my first stint was really interesting because it was our very first stint for our team and our car with AER. The main goal really was to get used to how all the drivers in AER work, how the procedures work, because every race series is a little different.
I don't know, Ben's doing pretty good right now. Yeah, he's still fighting oversteer around that corner though. Yeah! All right!
So it was a big learning curve to get adjusted to how everything works in AER. The really tough thing was the weather. We were battling 90 plus degrees. We've never raced in conditions this hot, and really the challenging thing was making the tires work under those temperatures. We only had 2 drivers available. The second driver in the car for this weekend was Kyle Garvin. It took him some time to get used to the car. We adapted the setup a little bit to work for him as well as for me. Every driver likes their car a little different. But yeah, I think both of us did pretty well. We each had to do roughly 90 minutes in the car, get out of the car, cool down, hydrate. After we've done that, it was basically right back into the car. So there was not a lot of time to go over our previous laps. We had some time to discuss the setup with the race engineer, but it was basically a constant racing, get out, cool down, and go back into the car.
In the driver change, one of our drivers had water bottle, whereas the other driver doesn't have his own bottle but has a mouthpiece coming out of his helmet. So the fitting and getting it right wasn't very easy.
tickets. Come on, go!
So for my first stint on Saturday, just kind of more of the same from Friday, trying to get settled in the car, trying to go as quick as possible. The chassis felt really good, really solid. The handling balance was a little bit off from what my driving style is. So throughout the first stint, it was really a lot about trying to adjust my line, adjust my style to what the car wants and needs. As I started to settle into a pace, started going faster, started feeling more comfortable, relaxing into a pretty consistent lap time, all of a sudden I'm running up behind other cars in our class and finding opportunities to pass, and I was like, this is going really well. 90 degrees ambient is like 100 degrees on top of blacktop, and once you get in the car, I mean, it's hotter than Hades. It takes a physical toll. It definitely does. Your mind is telling you that this is the best thing you could be doing. You're having a blast. I mean, it's a huge adrenaline rush. And then at the same time, your body is screaming at you the whole time. You need to get out of this car as soon as possible, like whenever you can.
Where's the fan?
Here.
We'll sit in front of the table.
It's definitely a challenge, but you just kind of have to push through it and calm your body and just try and focus on the task at hand.
I am not able to communicate with Kyle right now. So let's all be ready. And if I see him come in, then we gotta go.
Does he know to come in though?
No, he doesn't.
Pit, we could have done more.
You had the plan, dude.
What?
There was a plan.
No,
Okay.
the plan is if it's better, he's just gonna sit there.
AER has very specific rules about how a safety car pit stop goes. So once you're under safety car and the car goes out on track, they'll hold pit out for 2 laps. What happened for our pit stop was that we were within that 2-lap window, and pit out was being held, and we had a bunch of things that we could have still done, and there was a miscommunication really just about who decides when the car leaves. And so we sent the car out of our pit box before the safety car and the rest of the field was anywhere close to pit out. So the car just ended up sitting at the end of pit out, waiting in line. We had to really just clarify that communication of who's in charge, who gets the final say, because it has to be one person and one person only. But once we clarified that, the rest of our pit stops went a lot smoother. That's how we worked it out.
At some point, so we lost all communication with the in-car driver.
I lost the ability to communicate with you. I heard you perfectly every single time. So maybe there's water on my microphone, or maybe the button doesn't work. Radio check with Ben.
And then we developed like a hand gesture signal, and there was only like, the driver could hear us from the pits, but we could not hear the driver back. So we just asked them to, show his hand when they went through the front straight.
Ben, box this lap. Put your fist out if you copy. Put your fist out if you copy. Checkered flag, checkered flag. Yay, we did it! It's the end of the race, we finished the race. Good job, guys. Good job.
Third place goes to 455.
Finishing P3 in class, first event out with a fresh build, first event for me in the car, just surprised and ecstatic.
I say I earned my shower today, huh?
I mean, you know, it doesn't get better than that. Completely when you're unexpecting, bringing home any hardware or finishing on the podium. I mean, it's amazing.
We all did it. Come here, you.
No, you and your birthday sweaty.
We had, you know, very achievable, reasonable goals that we thought, and none of us were trying to be out to win the race. I mean, you want to, but we just never imagined that that's how well it was going to go. So myself, the whole team, just blown away with how everything unfolded, and really, really happy that all of our hard work paid off in such a big way.
Woo!
Honestly, we were all ecstatic and jumping for the moon. We felt like we accomplished probably it's actually our biggest accomplishment to date.
That might have been one of Kyle's excursions.
That is from me.
No, I didn't have excursions today. Today, what was that? I hit the curbs and I hit them hard. I'm honestly, the car had no more to give. The tires had no more.
Tires?
Like look at the left side tires. They're all slick. He held together in such a good way. Such a good way.
Can we just drag this thing through a car wash really quick?
He caught the grass on fire.
Emotion is not going to help you.
I yelled at him and I hugged him.